Okay, I'm going to start off with a question. What happened to Cobra's bicycle? Was it stolen? Did he lose it? Did he sell it for, well, certainly not food. He gets that for free. So illicit junk he denies ever taking. Yeah, it's a serious one. Another one. Why isn't he dead from playing with his lathe? I was a industrial lathe operator for quite a few years there. Polished chrome parts and aluminum parts and parts and parts and parts. Thousands of the damn things. And I'll tell you right now, an industrial lathe is potentially the most dangerous tool you can possibly operate. I did it when I was drunk, and that's a bad idea. But I did it, can be done. However, my IQ is slightly higher than Cobra's, and I know that his lathe will do some damage. And there he goes, not wearing a ventilator, not wearing safety glasses, not being especially nimble. Well, God does love fools and drunks, and he's both. Now about my day. Laid in bed, thinking thoughts about where the crap is my social worker. Well, he's a mental health worker, which is a good thing to have. If you're going crazy, get some help. You'll be less crazy. I mean, medication helps a good percentage of the population. I don't care what you think about Big Pharma. Find a doctor, find a shrink who will help you choose your medication, monitor it, play around with it till you find something you like, and go for the lowest doses that you can operate with. You don't want to be a zombie, but you don't want to be a psychotic either. Another thing is, if you're on medication, some of us actually lose our desire to drink. Not always, but it does help. And people who are drunks don't bother to eat their pills anyway. And must say that if there's help waiting for you somewhere, it's kind of your responsibility as a human being to accept it, be a better human being. Stop treating like your people like shit. I mean, look at Cobra. Look at Clint. I don't know. Clint is the author of Cobra's destruction to some degree. You can't give him a pass. You really can't. Clint's kind of a simp. That's the way I look at it. And there's documentation about his relationship aplenty. Why that idiot Cobra doesn't turn his phone off. I mean, that's not good content. I guess for him, any content's good content. I'll switch to mediocre content rather than humiliating myself and other people around me. Anyway, my social worker knocks on my door. Knockety knock. We have a secret knock, he and I. His knock is somewhere between a cop knock and a drug dealer knock. The cops are loud. The drug people, well, it's staccato, as if they've invented a secret Morse code alphabet. Anyway, So I knock on the door. Well, after you have to yell, wait up, melon head. I gotta put my pants on. I gotta find my pants. Oh, there are my pants. Where's my lighter? I need a cigarette. I wish that wasn't really how it played out, but I'm dead serious. These things need to be done. So I open the door and I ask him, of course, how's it going, Baldy? And he replies, not too bad, white guy. We have that kind of relationship. It's fun. We've known each other for years. He takes breaks away from political rectitude just to be around me and a couple of us because his job must drive people nuttier than me. We get through some actual business, this housing authority crap, this and that important stuff, right, vital, and I kind of blew it off. Did most of it, needed some work with the rest of it, so he's gonna do what he always does, relay it onto somebody who knows what the hell they're doing. And then we just talk and talk and talk, and he asks me, and he very sincerely cares about me and keeps an eye on me. It's really good to have a keeper. Everybody needs a keeper to an extent, but I certainly need one because I could slip out down a hole and really not be aware of it. In order to realize you're crazy, you need some way of measuring it, a template, which, yeah, Cobra kind of lacks that. His input is, his output is just pure anger, greed, the occasional really funny thing. Sometimes he's actually a funny guy on purpose. It does happen. Not incredibly often, and very a lot less frequently these days. Anyway, I tell my worker that I'm doing stuff on the YouTube. I wondered, how did you get into that? You're like, oh, that's for young people. I was just trying to prompt a friend of mine into possibly making some money. And in order to do that, I had to kind of figure out how you're supposed to do this in some degree, some crude way, some degree. And I got kind of hooked on it. I like it. And having to explain Cobra and the Cobraverse. Somehow, my worker understood. Well, he knows me well enough. And when I explained to him that I was going to make Dorito Menudo Chowder, he got a good laugh out of that way. That he was raised in a Mexican household. Well, where I live, pretty much 90% of the people here are Mexican, thank God. So he was pleased by the the confluence of hobo cooking and Mexican food. And again, he understands me reasonably well, that he knows I'll actually do it. Because if it's odd enough, I'll probably get around to it. No. Dealt with him, and then before I'm getting up to leave and get back into my room, my friend Art shows up with a big plate of food, homemade food, at my door. Sheesh. Is this dine and dash the old-fashioned way? And it's free, and I didn't have to beg for it? What a world in which we live. And actually, I'd forgotten I had the food. I'm hungry too, so I'll be eating that later. Not doing a review because I'm keeping all reviews for next week when my channel stops sucking. So, anyway, have a good day.